No! I'm sorry I took so long. I think I finally found the answer from studying the myths. When this world was made, Dialga and Palkia appeared. Apparently, there was one more Pokémon that appeared at the same time. A Pokémon with much power as Dialga and Palkia, but also one whose name was never to be spoken, Giratina. It is said to lurk in another world, a world on the opposite side of ours. That's what the shadow was. It must have been Giratina. The pillars are distorting. It's because of the portal. It's joined us to the other world. If it's not closed, the distortion will spread to Sinnoh and beyond. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready? We have to chase Cyrus.
I'll make the decision after I cut away, because I'm gonna end up recording, because I've only just got done recording the previous part, and I want to take a good 24 hours up break before I continue on. So, sorry for the cut. Doesn't matter for you, but I'll see you back in 24 hours. Hopefully the portal hasn't spread too far by then. Okay, I'm back, and it's been 24 hours, and that portal has not expanded, so I have no idea what you're talking about, Cynthia. The world is fine. No, really, it is in danger, so yes, I am ready. We should face Cyrus.
We have to hurry.
Welcome to the Distortion World.
This place. Can you feel it? There are no Pokémon here at all. Time isn't flowing, and space isn't stable. A world where the rules are broken.
Well, time has to be flowing if we are able to talk to each other and move around and such. There has to be a flow of time. And obviously, but yeah, space probably is distorted here. It's always distorted because of gravity. Anyways, I shouldn't interrupt her dialogue.
A world where the rules are broken. A space one might call the Distortion World. Let's find Giratina. We need it to stop the spreading distortion at the spear pillar. That was Giratina. We have to hurry. If something's not done, the distortion will swallow not only our world, it will overwhelm the Distortion World.
What she's saying is true. You will not encounter any new Pokemon here, and by the way, if you need to leave for anything, you can go through this portal and return to the Spear Pillar, which I'm going to do because I've never talked to Jupiter or Mars to figure out what they have to say. That Shoto, what was it? They probably don't say anything, Mars.
But Master Cyrus? Where did he go?
And if you go to the back, yeah, Dialga and Palkia are gone. They're being crystallized. You would think there would be an item hidden back here, but nope. There's nothing. Can't interact with the portal to go into it. We'll have to talk to Cynthia, who managed to teleport all the way over here. And seem to have teleported again, but anyways. Gravity is weird. You can jump on these platforms, they're not going to lead anywhere, so jump right back. You'll see more distortions as we continue on through, well, the Distortion World. Jump over here.
This rock slab. It appears to move if you step on a certain spot.
Yep, we go down to the center where there's one spot is. And our goal is to reach the bottom of the Distortion World. Well, is it really the bottom?
Will we get to see Giratina if we keep going down? In the Distortion World, are we really traveling downward?
Yeah, I like to... That's what's cool about this Distortion World, is that there's no frame of reference here. We could possibly be going upside down, or we could be sideways. It could be weird. But then again, north isn't the true up in the universe, because from a perspective of another solar system, we could also be sideways and galaxies and all that. Here's another thing about gravity. Oh, we're getting interrupted by Mesprit. I guess we're gonna have to follow it. Go over here. And figure out where to go. I thought I was tapping down. Yeah, it's weird and the controls are wonky, but I'm not complaining because you know what? That's the whole thing about the Distortion World. It's supposed to be very confusing. Of course, things will be different in Diamond and Pearl. Instead, you would go into a battle with Cyrus, followed up with a battle against Dialga and Palkia, because the three Lake Guardians would actually be able to handle one or the other, but they can't handle both. Anyways, go to the center, and you see Cynthia has already moved all the way over there. Let's see, where do I want to go? I think I have to go here. And up. Or right. Down. Okay, no, this was the wrong way to go. Yeah, this part is a bit of a maze. I actually believe we have to move up. Is this another red herring? Or Cynthia here.
Legend of Giratina has been all but forgotten but to a few. The legend told of this world on the other side of ours, and this world. Does this world exist? Why is Giratina here all alone? There's so much that can't be explained, but we have things to do. Let's split up. We have to find the right way.
Very well. Go back here. Oh, that was weird. That was weird. I want to say you want to go over here? Yes, I think that you want to go, it's a bit of a clockwise pattern. I believe down this way? Not down again. I believe that's actually a red herring that'll take you right back to the beginning. I want to go over here. I wanted to say that's also a red herring? Or not? Right, because this would take us down. It'll rise right back up. So I guess there's some kind of gravity moving us downward, because we're obviously weighing it down. See, that's the whole gimmick of this area, is that it's all about messing around with gravity in an attempt to get lower and lower into this, well, world. Now things are going to change. Where there is no platform, platforms are going to appear. The shadowy Pokémon isn't here. It abandoned me here, then disappeared somewhere farther down. Was it content to merely interfere with my plan? Incidentally, do you understand the concept of genes? I do. If it's true, you've impressed me. Oh, it's fairly common knowledge. Genes can be considered the blueprints of all life forms. That includes humans, and Pokémon alike. Genes are contained in a DNA strand. A DNA strand consists of two chains of opposing characteristics in a spiral. If one of the chains were to be broken, the other could replicate it. One or the other cannot exist without its opposite. Do you understand where I am going with this? This is a bizarre world. Time doesn't flow. Space isn't stable. Only that shadowy Pokémon lives here. This world is the opposite of our world. Our world I wish to change. It is like the two chains composing a strand of DNA. The two worlds must be balancing each other to remain in existence. Without the one, the other cannot exist. The shadowy Pokémon must play a role in keeping the worlds in balance. That is why it must have interfered and brought me here. The shadowy Pokémon must have made this bizarre world. That's why trying to change our world disturbed it and made it reveal itself. But that is all irrelevant. What matters is defeating that Pokémon and making this world disappear. I won't allow it to interfere with me again. With it gone, neither world will be able to revert to its original state. Or, you could just live in this world and leave the other world alone. I mean, it's just you and Giratina. It's about as lacking in spirit as it possibly can get. But yeah, what it is that, you see, platforms will disappear where it looks like they would be, so you can't go up there. But you can go over here, so you're actually supposed to avoid locations where there are platforms, and go to locations where platforms are missing. Because they'll appear and disappear as you approach them. The exception, of course, is this elevator. Go ahead and jump down. Or before you jump down, there's Yuxi. That's right, a cool area like this, is reduced down to a strength puzzle. Can keep going down, but instead I kind of want to go over here. And Mesprit shall appear. Do a friendly greeting. And ask us to, well, push that boulder down. You're gonna have to... Of course, there's going to be a third boulder that you need to push. I plan to push all of them down in one trip instead of taking that elevator to the bottom and doing all that. Cynthia, of course, is down there. This elevator will actually take us up. And through a forest of trees that are appearing and disappearing. So I guess Giratina isn't the only life form here. Technically, these plants are alive, or I assume they are alive. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. So creepy. But yeah, they'll disappear and block your path and all that, so you have to really guess on what is the correct path. Am I going the right way, or did I go into a complete circle? No, I'm going the right way. There's Cyrus over there. Well, I'm here. I may as well talk about the, how the Distortion World, relates to real-life, mythology. Specifically, Shinto mythology. I believe that's just a way to get back, up that ledge. Or not. Nope, this is a way you're required. I remember it now. Oh. Is this really taking me back to the beginning? Now I'm kinda lost. It did. Well, I guess, this is gonna be a bit of backtracking. But like I said, I'll go ahead and, talk about the story of how Spear Pillar is related to, real-life mythology, and of course I'm referring to Shinto mythology. First up, let me tell you about what Dialga and Palkia are based on. They are actually based on the gods Izanagi and Izanami, which within Shinto mythology are the ones who created the island of Japan by drawing up the earth using a spear. That is how we end up getting, the term Spear Pillar, because it was believed that the island of Japan was drawn up by the spear of Izanagi and Izanami. As for the Lake Guardians, I can't surf there, so, yeah, I think I actually have to take the elevator down. This place, it seems to be a giant puzzle. Maybe Giratina wants to test those that visit here. It appears we can't go unless we solve the puzzles. There are some boulders that can be moved. Several odd pits on the floor. Seems like they want to show us something. The Lake Guardians are also based on something interesting, and it's not so much... Well, yeah, I guess it kind of does relate to Shinto mythology, and where am I supposed to go? Up there? No, that's just a dead end. Okay, well, I'm ignoring these Lake Guardians. Maybe I have to go north. Cross water? Okay, I must be seriously lost. Anyways, the 3 Lake Guardians are actually based on the 3, mythical treasures, with Mesprit being based on the jewel Yasakani, Azelf being based on the sword Kusanagi, and Uxie being based on the mirror Kagami. The jewel Yasakani and the mirror Kagami are used to, draw up the sun goddess Amaterasu in order to summon, well, the sun. As for the sword, as for the sword Kusanagi, that was actually found within the body of Orochi, the dragon Orochi, which was defeated by the god Susanoo. Susanoo actually being Amaterasu's brother and the god of storms. There are actually replicas of those mystical treasures, although the jewel Kasakani is said to be real. As for Giratina, Giratina itself is not really associated with Shinto mythology, but it is based on a Japanese story. Am I going backwards? I get a feeling that I very well might be. And how do you get to the Azelf part? I don't quite remember, and I'm just wasting time. Anyways, Giratina is based on the giant centipede Omukade from the story My Lord Bag of Rice. In that story, a warrior was crossing a bridge and ended up stepping over a giant serpent. The giant serpent, happy to find somebody who is brave and courageous, ended up revealing herself to be a dragon princess and asked for that warrior's help in defeating an evil centipede named Omukade who has been eating her children. That warrior, of course, ends up defeating Omukade by shooting a bunch of arrows into it, and as a reward, she gave him a bag of rice that never runs out. So, a bit of a contrast between the origin of where Giratina, the origin story, the real-life mythological story that Giratina is based on, compared to the story of Mesprit, Azelf, Yuxi, and of course, Dialga and Palkia. All the Shinto myths and such. Anyways, I finally found the right way to go, and we just saw Cyrus up there. Now we're actually going up on a wall, up onto a ceiling, at which point we're going to need to use Surf and now we're surfing up a waterfall that is flowing upwards. Or are we flowing down? Or are we flowing sideways? Again, no reference for direction here. And man, I feel so embarrassed that it took me so long to actually find out how to get to this section representing Azelf. Anyways, we see that boulder that we need to push down. When I saw the trailer for Pokemon Platinum and they revealed the existence of the Distortion World, I always thought that this part of the game was cool, how you end up surfing through a strange waterfall. Anyways, here's Azelf. The good old water lake guardian that is based on the sword. And because we've been switching through areas to get here, we're gonna have to activate strength again. And now that all three boulders are down, we can actually go ahead and push them into their respective spots that are marked out by the three Lake Guardians. Yuxi is saying that we should push this boulder to the bottom gap. If you screw up and put it into the other gaps, and what would happen is that the boulder would end up getting teleported upwards, so don't worry, you're not screwed. You don't have to leave the entire area and such. Now Mesprit wants to push it to the hole all the way to the left. As for Azelf, Azelf is the easiest. I love you, Azelf. Just push it one over, farthest to the left. Now with that done and out of the way, an elevator should appear near Cynthia.
I guess the Pokemon of the legs must have gone home. I understand they can keep balance against either Palkia or Dialga. Does it mean they can't do that with Giratina? Oops. This is no time for idle chit-chat.
I see Cyrus down there.
This is it. Giratina is up ahead.
Are you sure? It's been flying around all over the place. Anyways, before you go forward, make sure you have your team in the order that you want it to be. Make sure you are well prepared. First of all, I kind of want to think of what item I want to give Hans that would be helpful. That's a suit bell or a bar. I guess a quick log can always be kind of helpful. Still got the EXP share. Alright. Again, if you don't feel confident, you can always backtrack to the entrance. As for me, I feel fine.
So you were already here. Why do you seek to change the world? If you hate our world, you should just go off somewhere alone. Find somewhere where you can live without seeing others.
Why should I run and hide from the world and have to wait quietly? My aim is to rid our world of the vague and incomplete thing we call spirit. By freeing ourselves of that, our world can be made complete. That is my justice. No one can interfere. You're hopeless.
But that's no justice at all.
I won't lose. Not to that shadowy Pokémon. Not in any worthless world. Here it is. Our final battle against Cyrus. With 5 Pokémon this time. First of his new Pokémon is a Houndoom. Of course, let's give it our best shot. Close combat right off the bat. Before it can do anything, an awesome critical hit! I probably needed that. Anubis grows a level. Aura Sphere, that is a move that I want you to learn. It's a fighting type move that always hits, bypasses accuracy, and is special rather than physical. Foresight is interesting. It allows fighting and normal type moves to actually hit ghost type Pokemon, which is why I kind of want to keep it, if only for this upcoming battle. Force Bomb is physical. I would like to have at least one physical move and one special move. Gonna get rid of Quick Attack. Gyarados is his other Pokemon. And I warn you, this thing, it's tough. If you have an Pokemon that can use an electric type move, use it. Otherwise, you might have a be in for a tough time. Psybeam and Signal Beam isn't really gonna do much. Actually, it's probably gonna resist it because, you know, being a flying type. I guess I'll keep Kong out and see how well Kong can do, even though that chances are Kong isn't going to be able to do much. Because it's going to resist all the moves that I have. Plus, you got that Intimidate. And then you got the stats following down earlier. Yeah, Kong is gonna go out this turn. Yeah, no surprise there. Entei is our best bet. I'll send Eddie out. Just to tank that Gyarados when I revive Kong. Waterfall, huh? It's not gonna do much because I'm both a physical and special tank. Probably won't be able to outspeed you, but I'll use Bite in hopes that I flinch you. Eti will be fine so long as you do not get a critical hit. It's gonna do about the same amount of damage as the Feint attack. Why would you do that? Instead of... Why would you do that? Cause I got another Pokemon that... Okay, well, in that case, yeah, go ahead, take out Eddie and I'll just switch to Kong. Vega would have been good for Anubis due to the... Anyways. Yeah, I don't know why Cyrus is doing that. But because he knows that I have a Pokemon that... I don't know, maybe he thought that it was still fainted? I have no idea. If he kept Gyarados out, I would have trouble. And he's gonna change back to Gyarados, probably. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the best that I can, which is close combat. And he has full restores on top of that, which is going to be really, really frustrating. Giga Impact? Really? Okay, well, I'm gonna outspeed you, then again, you're gonna use a full restore afterward, aren't you? Yeah, you're gonna use a full restore. No. You must recharge, that's right. Yeah, you're gonna do that. If you used Giga Impact again, Justin, though you're probably gonna be smart and use Earthquake, I have no idea why you didn't just use Earthquake again. Oh, now you're taking my suggestion? Are you recognizing me as a superior trainer? Yes, I hope not, because Kong is gonna go down in one hit. I got nothing against that Earthquake. Well, then again, I have Hans. Go for an Air Slash. That's gonna hurt. Okay, you're gonna take out Hans with another Ice Fang. Yeah, his Gyarados is insanely tough. You remember how much trouble I've had at the Pastoria gym because of Gyarados? Just because of this Gyarados, I might actually lose this battle. Fine. Come on, Eti, can you prove to me that you can take this? Oh, and you have to flinch, really? Well, at least I know that you can handle Waterfall just fine. So long as it's not a critical hit. And I guess it's just alternating between hyper potions and... yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, this Earthquake is gonna take out Atty. No! I have something against that, good against that waterfall. Not the waterfall, but the earthquake. I might be able to just have Etty endure just long enough against that Gyarados. Because Etty and Hans will be able to resist everything that Gyarados can dish out. And it already used for Earthquake, so it's already down to just 1. Come on, survive the Giga Impact. Must recharge. I don't care. Just glad that I got that out of the way. Okay, we got his 2 new Pokemon and 1 of his old Pokemon. His Murkrow finally evolved into a Honchkrow. I think Atty might actually be able to pull it off. Yeah, wow. Atty is actually doing really good. I did not expect this Honchkrow to have Heat Wave. And of course it's gonna resist that. You know what? I'll use it on Hans. Why not? Because Hans is a million times more useful than what he used to be. Ancient Power, why not? And I outspeed it, nice! 2 times weak to it? Was that a critical hit? Hans, I love you now. I used to hate you, but now I love you. You are a redeemer. Final Pokemon, Crobat. I admit that you have pushed me to this extreme. Yeah, Crobat is pretty fast. He has more dialogue if I get it down to low HP. Oh my god. Maybe I'll show off that baton pass strategy. Because I got a boost with that ancient power. Let me revive someone that I would be willing to switch that off to. Atty has always been a good Pokemon to switch to. Because then Atty can switch that off to someone else. Or, you know, once Atty learns Mean Look, I can actually baton pass a Mean Look to Hans. And then if Hans gets the Ancient Power Stat Boot off, then I can pass that on to Kong and, you know, just make Kong overwhelmingly powerful. As if he wasn't already insanely powerful. Unfortunately, I believe that baton pass would also carry over that confusion. Would it carry over the poison? You know what? I don't know unless I try. You get the stat boost? No. Doesn't carry over. Flame Wheel. Because now you're going to outspeed it because you got all those stat boosts carried over. Down. Nubis screws another level. Amazing stats. I won't accept this. This can't be. Not after all the sacrifices we made to get this far. But of my new world, of my new galaxy. Is that dream swept away by your reality? Don't think that you can defeat or capture that Pokémon. This bizarre world is none other than that Pokémon itself. Capturing it or defeating it will make this world disappear. Very well, do what you will. Rather than repairing the world, you're going to destroy it for me. Do it. You inherit my legacy.
Don't believe his lies. It's not possible that a Pokémon can make this world disappear. The world awaited your birth. Not only yours either. The Pokémon with you. The Pokémon close to you. All the Pokémon and people were born because they have a part in this world. I'm convinced of that. Giratina won't go out of existence. The Distortion World won't disappear. Our world won't disappear either. Let's go meet Giratina. Oops, I should do something about your hardworking Pokémon first.
Thank you.
Now let's go meet Giratina. Giratina is enraged because the two worlds are endangered. It has merged the Distortion World and our world at the Spear Pillar. That's why both worlds are becoming distorted. But there's nothing to fear. You can defeat Giratina and show the tight bond you share with your Pokémon. Or you can demonstrate how much you want it to join you. If you succeed in doing either, Giratina will understand. The distortion of the two worlds will stop.
The Distortion World's Giratina appeared with a ton of lag in the intro. Take a look at this. Listen to this music. When I first heard this song back when I was 13 years old, I was so amazed with how all over a place and chaotic it is. Very fitting for Giratina's nature. So, let's talk about Giratina's nature, or specifically, Giratina's stats. Tons of HP, got tons of attack in both special attack and physical attack, as well as pretty decent defense, but not really that fast. However, if you catch this Giratina, its stats are going to change. Just reverse the defensive stats with the offensive stats, and you'll get what type of Giratina you will end up with if you catch it. Oh, and also Levitate will change into Pressure. But in the meantime, we're gonna have to fight the more offensive type, which would have the moves Ominous Wind, Shadow Force, Dragon Claw, and I don't know what the last one is, but I want to say that is Dragon Pulse? Well, I'll figure it out anyways. By the way, if you had a I know that fairy type Pokemon don't exist in this generation, but if you had a fairy normal type, Giratina would pretty much be screwed. With having none of its moves being able to hit fairy normal types, but fairy does not exist in this generation. I started off with Kong because Kong is going to be immune to 2 of its attacks, so might as well go for it. Unfortunately, it's gonna be immune to the Mach Punch. I kind of wish that I brought Joy along with me so I can teach her Ice Beam and hopefully freeze Giratina, because I don't have anything to put this thing to sleep, so there's that. Flame Wheel, hopefully none of it will take it out. Thankfully it has nothing to heal. Okay, it actually resists fire type moves. Well, anyways, there's Ominous Wind. Maybe Ominous Wind is a dark type move? Maybe? It's gonna be... Or flying type move? I can't even remember. Well, dark types moves aren't going to be super effective against ghosts, so... that. Okay! When it finishes instantly, you know that it's going to use Shadow Force. Switch to a Pokemon that is normal type. Thankfully, I have Hans, which so happens to be normal type, so I'll go ahead and switch to Hans. Though it would be funny if I switched to... Yeah, doesn't affect Hans. So kind of pointless there. Air Slash, I guess? Why would you do that again? Okay, that's pointless. I was hoping that you would be slow enough and not use the Quick Claw because I knew you were slow enough. Why would you use Shadow Force? This Giratina is an idiot! Wow! You're stupid! Oh wow. So all you would have is Dragon Claw. By the way, Distortion World does not count as a cave, so if you're using Dust Balls in the daytime, it will not work. But I'm recording this just a little bit past midnight. Well, actually, 12:45, exactly as I'm looking at the clock. Unfortunately, again, I don't have anything to freeze it with. Yeah, Dragon Claw, the only move that will be effective against Hans. Ancient Power, that was the 4th move. It's gonna be super effective, though. No, that's not good. That's really not good. That's like really not good. Okay, lower it down to the red. Not quite there. Oh, there's the Dragon Claw I told you about. He's gonna ask if I want to run away, and, well, that is a legitimate suggestion. Oh no, it only has to run away if I'm using, Shift. pedal style, that's right. Anubis would have nothing against it. Guess I'll switch right back to Kong. Use Ember on it? Because I don't want to knock it out, I just want to get it to the red. I guess Shadow Ghost type moves do affect fighting types. I could have sworn that was different. Switch to the barrel then. This would be kind of funny, but really I want to revive my party members, particularly Hans. If it gets another stat increase, that would be awful. What? That was completely unexpected. Even if I fail, I'm gonna keep that in. Cause this is very hilarious right now. You know what? It's low enough. I think I'll start chucking Pokeballs. More specifically, the Dust Balls. If you're playing Diamond and Pearl, you're gonna be facing off, of course, against Dialga or Palkia. You'll be playing the easy mode because they have a catch rate of 30. Giratina has a catch rate of 3. This is hard mode. No. Only the second ball! This is the best run! Okay. When I first played Pokemon Platinum, back when I was 13... Okay, I'll read the Pokedex entry, but before I do that, let me tell you a story. When I was 13 years old, I was going to go attend a Toys R Us event because they were doing a Pokemon distribution. Well, on the way to Toys R Us, I was sitting in the back seat and was going through the Distortion World. And I wanted to catch Giratina because at the time I didn't know that you would get a second chance at it. So I did everything I could, ended up running out of Pokeballs by the time that we reached Toys R Us, so I ended up using a Master Ball on it. To see a Giratina use Shadow Force multiple times on a normal type Pokemon, have a Bibarel survive a hit with 1 HP left, I am so glad that this recording went as... This recording better not fail. It was banished for his violence. It silently gazed upon the old world from the Distortion World. I am in complete shock. Because it used to take me hours and... Second Pokeball!
Giratina seems to have understood us.
That Pokemon, that shadowy Pokemon was captured? Your doing so means this irrational world will remain in existence. Does that make it impossible for me to create a new world? Even if I made new red chains, the new world can't be made. Why? What compels you to protect the two worlds? Is spirit a vague and complete thing so important to you? unbeknownst to you, you seem to use spirit a lot. You're very emotional, despite saying that you're not. You're extremely emotional, extremely motivated, and obviously highly intelligent. So... again, why would you want to destroy the world? It's perfectly fine here. Sure, it's irrational, but it's void of spirit. Exactly what you wanted.
The places we are born, the time we spend living, the languages we speak. We are all different, but the presence of Pokémon unites us. We share our lives with our Pokémon, and our happiness grows as we all become greater than we were alone. That is why we can battle and trade with anyone we chose.
Silence! Enough of your blathering! That's just how you justify spirit as something worthwhile? That is merely humans hoping, deluding themselves that they are happy and safe. The emotions rolling inside me, rage, hatred, frustration. Oh, finally you acknowledge it. These ugly emotions arise because of my own incomplete spirit. Enough. We will never see eye to eye. This, I promise you, I will break the secrets of the world. With that knowledge, I will create my complete and perfect world. One day, you will awaken to a world of my creation. A world without spirit. You, again, using spirit to get rid of spirit. You're a hypocrite, Cyrus.
Since there is sadness, we can feel joy. There is anger, compassion is born. Let's go back home. The portal where Giratina was should lead us back to our world. Giratina was written in legend as being on the other side of our world. It stands to reason that it has a link to the other side.
When you say that you cannot have compassion without hatred, I can't put it in any better way. That's what's awesome about spirit. Consider it a yin and yang. You can't have one without the other. Cyrus thinks that hatred is too bad, that we have to get rid of it. Cynthia argues that good is too good, and we can't get rid of that. I love Cynthia's philosophy. There is a portal where Giratina was. We'll leap through the portal. There is no item, so don't worry about having to come back.
This place... it's the sent-off spring. It's said to somehow lead to a great beyond. And Giratina was said to live in a world on the opposite side of ours.
So what is the Distortion World like the afterlife?
Oh, I'm sincerely sorry. It's very rude of me. Lucas, you're incredible. You really are a fantastic trainer. Let me say this on behalf of all Sinnoh. Lucas, thank you. Oh, that's right. You have to go tell Professor Rowan. He was very worried about you. You should visit him at his lab.
Anyway, this is Send-Off Spring, but if you check your map, it's going to call it the Spring Path. It's the same location, you know, just... you know. I guess the spring itself is Send-Off Spring, and then you got the Spring Path leading up to Send-Off Spring. But yeah, you got happy music here. Really contrast considering all the creepy things that gone past. And take a look. A bridge leading off to the afterlife. How symbolic. By the way, you can catch Dusknoir here if you want. Anyways, you can look at the map and figure out exactly where this is in relative to everywhere else, but it's actually right near Lake Valor. Yep, this path finally opens up. If you were playing Diamond and Pearl, this path would not exist until you defeat the Elite Four, but... anyways... to avoid the psychic. No, 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 no! You know what? This is a weird place to stop, but I think I'm going to stop here. If you like this part, go ahead and hit that like button. Feel free to leave behind a comment. By the way, I certainly love this part. Be sure to check out the playlist or subscribe to see more. See you guys next time.